Do you just think you can go out tomorrow and buy a $500,000 home? Or do you think you can just pick a price and put your home on the market? The reality is so many people do not make a game plan when it comes to buying or selling real estate. This episode of Ryan in Real Estate, we're going to talk about the importance of making a plan. So here's the deal. Buying or selling a home is one of the biggest transactions you will do in your lifetime. And I have so many clients who walk into that situation with, hey, can we go check out this house? And then I ask them, hey, how much do you know you can spend? I don't really know. So why are we looking at the $500,000 house? Do you have $500,000? Are you willing to spend that on there? I'm not really sure. I think that's what we can afford. So you haven't talked to a lender. You don't have the cash. So why are we doing that? You don't walk into a Ferrari dealership without knowing that's how much you could spend. So that's why it's important to make a plan, because it is one of the most important decisions you will make. So what does that look like? Well, first off, when I meet with you as I'm your agent, I want to hear the vision and the idea of what you're wanting to do. Is it just you want to purchase a home to purchase it? Is it an investment property? Is it a home you will live at for the next 3 to 5 years? What are you trying to do? And then I try to kind of help direct you, consult you. I mean, as a real estate agent, a lot of times that's what we are. We're consulting, constantly consulting. We're in this every day. And if you're working with a good real estate agent, they're in this every day. And they see what homes are selling for, and they see pre-approval letters. They're talking to lenders. They know all this stuff. You're jumping in because most of the time you want to change your lifestyle. You want to buy a house. You're growing your family. All great reasons. But that's more important of why you should make a game plan. So for example, if you're buying a house, first thing you need to do is you need to talk to a lender. Go meet a lender. Unless you're just buying for cash and you get that money set aside, great. But first thing, go talk to a lender. Sit down. Tell him, hey, here's how much I want to afford or I want to spend on a home. Here's how much I want the monthly payment to be. Have him walk you through that whole process. Have him show you, hey, here's what a 20-year looks or 30-year looks like. Here's what a 15-year looks like. Here's what the interest rate is. Here's what the property taxes would be. Here's what your monthly payment would be. Here's how much money you got to put down. And you have all that down. That's step one. Step two, you then meet with me or a really good agent and you go, all right, here's what my pre-approval letter said. Now, here's an idea of where I want to live. And then what I would do if I was your real estate agent is I'd figure out what's the best neighborhood for you. Where do you want to live at? Do you want a pool? Do you not want a pool? How big of a house do you want? Are you planning on growing your family? Lots of those questions. But then we make a plan of everything you want. We know how much you can spend. You know your budget. You know what you're comfortable with. And then we go look for homes. Same thing if you're selling a home. Step one, we sit down. I tell you what the market's been doing. I look at your house. I walk through and I go, if we do this, if we can get your home to look like this, if we maybe change this, we do that, we could probably sell your home for this. Because how are you really going to know? Are you just looking at like random houses to figure out the prices? No, you want to sit down and make a plan. And then once we come up with, okay, I think it will sell for this, we then make the plan of what are we going to do to market it? What are some of the upgrades that we're going to need to do? And we then make that plan. But the bottom line is this. There needs to be a plan. We're just not like randomly writing checks and buying houses off the street without any thought. We are trying to make the plan. I feel like there's so many times with my clients, it's like the perfume and Ron Burgundy, where it's like
60% of the time it works every time.
But that's not how it works in real estate. You want to make a plan. So if you are thinking about buying or you're thinking about selling, let me encourage you, whether it's me or whatever agent you're working with, make sure they're good enough to sit down with you and go, hey, before we start this process, let's make a plan. And I promise you, when you do that, it's going to work out way better than the other way around. Hopefully that was helpful for you. Make sure and check out this other video in which we talk about, are we in a buyer's market or seller's market? So then that way, when you need to make the plan, you know what type of market we're in. If you have any questions, drop a comment here. We'd love to see you. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't, and we will see you next time on Ryan in Real Estate.